Alrighty, so apparently Dave Rubin thinks the Democrats are resorting to fear propaganda in order to get votes. And he's not entirely wrong because everybody does that. Politics is marketing. I hate to say it in many cases. First one here we have, and all of them today actually are from Daddy Tronos 666. They said, I lost 10 of my art. One was a comic because one pic said come. So this is the only thing that I have, thumbnail pics, and one that is sad. Follow me on Twitter at Daddy Tronos. So yeah, just a fair warning for anybody who's posting stuff. Anything that is, lewd, crude, or says like lewd words, even cum, stuff like that, we don't allow on the Discord itself because Discord is really persnickety with what it allows on it, and we don't want the Discord to go away. But there is a loophole to that. If you have NSFW art or anything that cannot be shown on the Discord, you are able to send that to me, and I will be posting any of that onto my newly opened Tumblr because Tumblr has now said that they allow tits because of Elon Musk. So, yeah, at Nekosuris on Tumblr. That is a thing. You can go there and you'll get access to not only that type of stuff, but also shorts. So that is my blanket thing, for the most part, within reason, and up to my own jurisdiction if need be. Any NSFW shit is just going to go up on Tumblr. So we'll just go with that. We'll hope that doesn't backfire. We'll hope I never regret that decision. Anyways, there's already cute nudes up on there. Kill me. Back to the fan art section. From Daddy Tronos, the first one we have here is one that shows Raz holding my dead body, or dying body, one of the two. Our fears reveal what we care about the most. I hope Raz cares about me, just a little bit. Pretty says regret cracked knuckles. Anyway, the next one we have here is a multi-part piece showing me saying something, checking notes. What? Why? 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 And yeah, that's how it feels like fostering the type of absolutely degenerate community that I have. Y'all have no idea how far you've corrupted yourselves. I blame y'all for this, not me. I did nothing wrong. Splinter Kid! Forgive you for you've sinned. No forgiveness! Not after that 50,001 channel points Splinter Kid has decided to drop on making me say, oh, whoa! There. Are you happy? You got it. You got your thing. You got the thing you wanted. Are you thrilled? Are you all right with that? Axolotls with Cream, thank you for enacting an armistice. We are now in an Ara armistice, which means for the next 60 minutes, everything is converted to Ara. We're safe from any of that bullshit. Anywho, let's get into the actual content.
Here's California Congressman Eric Swalwell. He is a really, he's just an idiot. He's an idiot. He's a bad dude. He's one of these people that calls everyone racist. He also 100% for sure was sleeping with a Chinese spy. When I had Kevin McCarthy, the GOP leader, on the show, he laid out all of the details. You can find the video. Maybe we'll play it in the next day or two if something else with Swalwell pops up. But so Eric Swalwell, who has slept with a Chinese spy who then helped staff his office, and then he got on intelligence committees. I mean, it's crazy stuff. He's one of the absolute worst on the Democrat side. He put up this ad.
That's a lot of claims. I don't actually know how we would check that. Let's see here. So, real quick, what is his name? What is his name here?
So Eric Swalwell, who has slept with a...
Eric Swallow. Eric Swallow, Chinese spy. Let's see here. Well, I see from Facebook.com... Ben Shapiro talking about it. Suspected honey trap Chinese spy targeted Bay area. But that's from SFSIT? I don't actually know what this website is. Whew, sorry for the sneeze. Let's maybe check this. Let's check this website. What is this before we get in? Let's go ahead and run it through the fact checker. Oh, that does not help us at all. This doesn't even show up. Interesting. Interesting. Anything else show up here? Facebook, YouTube, Washington Examiner, a Chinese espionage wake-up call. I wonder. Washington Examiner. Let's take a look at this one. Far right-wing bias with mixed bits of factual reporting. Is it all just like right-wing media shit and Facebook boomers? This is a bit sus. Why is nobody else even taking on this story? Ivana Dragmeyer, thank you for redeeming your points for an... You fucking degen. Old Skull says, found a Forbes article. Throw me the Forbes article. Throw me that. I need to see something substantial. Let's take a listen here. Here's what we know about the Rep Swalwell's connection to a suspected Chinese spy. Why is this up? Holy fucking shit! I'm gonna put an ad blocker up. So much garbage on the screen. I can't even read because you have so many ads everywhere. Go away. Yamikaze says, Suris, do you know any Spanish? Nope. Okay, Representative Eric Swalwell has come under recent intense scrutiny and some sharp criticism, especially from Republicans this month, after it was revealed that a suspected spy for the Chinese Communist Party worked as a prominent Swalwell fundraiser for years, to the point where she was able to influence a job hire in his congressional office, leading to some calls for his removal from a House Intelligence Committee, even though he hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing by authorities. Wait, influenced a job hire is different than staffed his entire room. And worked with is different than slept with. This feels... Something feels sus about this. Something feels real sus about that. The very pointed way Dave Rubin set that up. That communist-y got me like... You know... In Jordan Peterson's perfect world, the lobster hierarchy has communal pussy for all. No, it doesn't, actually. All fixes, I think he was dating her. I guess we'll see here. Key facts. Swalwell was one of many politicians who associated with suspected Chinese spy Fang Fang, who also went by Christian Fang, but most were lower-level officials, mayors, or local council members, according to an expensive Axios report detailing Fang's infiltration of American political circles. Fang helped raise funds for Swalwell's 2014 re-election campaign and had an intern hired to Swalwell's congressional office after receiving her recommendation. Fang reportedly continued work as a bundler for Swalwell, convincing high-money donors to write big checks for the campaign, before unexpectedly leaving the United States in mid-2015 after living in the country for 4 years amidst an ongoing U.S. intelligence investigation into her activities. Swalwell cut all his ties to Fang after he was alerted by the FBI to the investigation, according to Axios, and there is no publicly available evidence Swalwell knew or suspected Fang was working for Beijing, nor is there any evidence Fang broke any laws through fundraising. Republicans have seized on the Axios report, with many, including House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, calling for his removal from the House Intelligence Committee. McCarthy and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi were both briefed by the FBI on Friday into Swalwell's ties to the suspected spy, And while she has not commented since the briefing, she said last week she didn't have any concern about Swalwell. That's a very different conversation than what was thrown there. That's a very different way of going over that. That's a completely different set of statements than, what was it Dave Rubin said?
A Chinese spy who then helped staff his office. And then he got on intelligence committees. I mean, it's crazy stuff. He's one of the...
He then got on intelligence committees. It's crazy stuff. So you omitted the part where he didn't know. You omitted the part where he was lied to. You omitted the part where we don't know if they were dating or fucking. You omitted the part where she only potentially influenced a single hire. You omitted a lot of things there, Davey boy. You omitted so much context from that statement.
Absolute worst on the Democrat side. He put up this ad on abortion, and it's I'm actually sorry that I have to show it to you, but here we go.
You're weird.
He is weird, but cute.
Gross.
Mary Anderson,
Yes.
I have a warrant for your arrest.
Arrest for what?
Penal Code 243 violation. Unlawful termination of a pregnancy.
You gotta be kidding me.
That is my personal business.
That's for the courts to decide, ma'am. Your medical records have been subpoenaed, and Dr. Landry's already in custody.
No, my God, you can't just.
You will have to submit to a physical examination.
What? By who?
No, one's touching me. My wife.
Ma'am, turn around! Put your hands behind your back, now!
Why is this happening?
I mean, it's definitely sensationalized, but at the same time, is any of this really different than what's been submitted in places like Texas? The law literally has been put down to say that pregnancies before 6 weeks can't be terminated. The doctors who are involved with those abortions are to be arrested and fined thousands of dollars. The women who engage in those abortions are to be arrested. Like, is it just me? Like, I recognize that this is sensationalized. I recognize it's propaganda. I recognize all of that. The keynotes are easy to see. It's definitely sensationalized. But this is also not terribly inaccurate to the real implications, the reductio ad absurdums of those laws.
Love you, honey bear.
We're just enforcing the law here.
No. I'm just gonna be a dick. I'm just gonna be a dick right now. You as a police officer have the ability to choose which laws you do or do not enforce. You have the ability to sweep stuff like this under the rug. If you as a police officer actually do something like this, I know this is propaganda. I know it's fake. I understand all that. But if you were to do anything like this, I'm just gonna say right now, any type of retaliation should be available against you. Any type of self-defense. You have a choice whether or not to engage in behavior like this. So you have a choice whether you put yourself in danger of retaliation. Anyway.
Elections have consequences. Vote Democrat on November 8th. Stop Republicans from criminalizing abortion everywhere.
Which is a thing they're trying to
Protect women's rights and freedom.
Please don't do this. Please.
Eric Swalwell, you are an extraordinary piece of shit. Like, what else? How can I analyze this anymore? Now Mediaite gonna...
How can you analyze it any more than just calling him a piece of shit? I don't know. Engage with the actual idea. Isn't your show supposed to be where ideas are engaged with? The easiest way to engage with it is to analyze what it is saying and juxtapose it to reality. Is it saying something that is potentially happening in reality? Recognizing that it is a sensationalized version of that.
gonna write a thing. Dave Rubin called Swalwell a piece of shit. Swalwell, by the way, who farted live on MSNBC. Remember that one?
That the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
I have a question. Is this the type of big-brained analysis and rhetoric that people go into Dave Rubin for? Do people watch Dave Rubin expecting, like, detailed critique of anything on his channel? When his immediate response to this, like, the go-to is, by the way, remember when he farted? Remember when he farted? Do you remember that? Do you remember when he farted, everybody? Do you remember when he did a perfectly natural thing for a human being to do? Do you remember that? Do you remember when he did that, guys? Look! Fart joke!
Chris Matthews, then they pretended it was a coffee cup moving on the desk. You see what I'm saying about this thing where all they have is fear? That is a bad dystopian science fiction movie he just made right there. All they have is fear. Do you know that...
Is that a bad dystopian science fiction movie, or can we find examples of that happening? Let's see here. Woman arrested, abortion. Let's just... A Nebraska woman is charged with helping her daughter get an abortion. Nebraska woman charged with helping teenage daughter get an abortion. The Swalwell ad plays. She lost her baby, then her freedom. Woman arrested for abortion in Texas. Held on $500,000 bail. Lizzle Jerez, Texas abortion arrest is a warning. In post-Roe world, more miscarriages and stillbirths, something. Texas woman arrested for ending her pregnancy. Texas a woman charged with murder over an abortion. Social media erupts over Eric Swalwell ad. Holy fucking shit. It is almost as if it is nightmarishly easy. Super easy to find examples of the thing happening in the propaganda, which we can note is propaganda. We can see the things happening in that happening also in real life. It's not difficult to find them. It's not hard. It's not a very difficult thing, Dave. Engage in the reality you live in, not the one that the Koch brothers shove down your throat. To Shaw, thank you for redeeming your points for an... you fucking degen. Anyways...
Virtually every single, even the most... I don't like the word extreme related to this, but even the most pro-life politicians in America have certain caveats for abortion.
It doesn't matter if they have certain caveats for abortion. Those caveats tend to be ones that don't fucking matter. The Profane Priestess, thank you for redeeming your points for an fucking degen.
Case of rape or incest, et cetera, places like Florida, I keep saying this, which is thought of...
Jake points out, while people were being arrested for abortion, those were just headlines, no context. Right. My point was, are people arrested for abortions? If yes, shut the fuck up, Dave Rubin. People are arrested for abortions. Therefore, yes, shut the fuck up, Dave Rubin. Like, that's the entire point of that. Like, it is either that it is happening or that it is not. The myopic details don't matter, because the myopic details are based off of one part responding to a propaganda piece, which we've already accepted as a propaganda piece, and one part for every one abortion case, there's a different one that is different than it. I don't need there to be a ton of grisly details for each one of those. I merely need there to be a number higher than one. The Profane Priestess says, longtime YouTube watcher, thought I'd catch a stream. Well, hello. I recall so many forced birthers taking issue with the 10-year-old that needed an abortion. Yeah, the one in Ohio? Like, yes, the individual times are divorced from context, and always read articles when you are needing the context. When you're responding to a specific happenstance, don't just look at the article and say, hey, I read the headline, I got the information. Jake's entirely right on that. However, our purpose, the reason we went in and just looked at the headlines for brevity's sake, was that all we needed was some evidence that it is happening. That's functionally all that's required here.
Is now this radical, right-wing, freedom-loving, very scary place has 15 weeks on abortion. That is the moderate position.
Except that's not the position taken in several places. Dave, places like Texas do not have a 15-week rule. They have a 6-week rule.
that Senator Rubio, who voted for it, he personally in his life is pro-life. Our governor, Ron DeSantis, he personally is pro-life. But Florida, as a red state, has made a compromise at 15 weeks. 15 weeks, again, which is 3.5 months, okay? We're well past heartbeat. We're past organs being developed and all of those things.
I don't give a fuck about your organs. I don't. Also, Dave, yeah, read your party platform. I don't care what the actual, like, the compromise that was reached is, because by definition, the compromise happened because of Democrats. I hate to tell you this, Dave, but the compromise only happens when Democrats force it to happen. Also, yeah, it's not a heartbeat. That thing that happens at the 6-week mark is not a heartbeat. But, you know, anywho. Compromise only happens there because people forced you into the compromise. Why not think about what your party actually wants? Take a look at what the party wants on the whole. That's what matters, not the compromise they reached. Oh, we only resorted to stabbing you a little. Okay, cool, but was your goal to kill me? Well, yes, but okay, cool. Then we operate as if you attempted murder. That's how this works.
And then, you know, they're also trying to do things like have these pregnancy centers where women could come in and say, you know, I'm really struggling with this. I don't have the family to back me up and help me out. I don't have the finances. So then there are these pregnancy centers where they try to help people so that they could then give them up for adoption.
You mean the crisis centers that are made to propagandize people into not getting an abortion, even if that's what they truly want or need? Those? The pregnancy crisis centers? Okay. Does he not realize that that's what that is?
Or figure out other ways that they could maybe get some donations, et cetera, et cetera. And then what happens? The Democrats, Elizabeth Warren, we've shown you the video, they call this evil.
Yeah, it's almost as if the choice of the woman or whoever is pregnant is, I do not want that thing in my body, and you say, no, you should keep that thing in your body, then people calling you bad are correct. It's not that difficult. So those things pretending to be abortion clinics that don't actually provide abortion that the morons on the Supreme Court have allowed to lie, those clinics? Yeah, those clinics. Those crisis centers. Those things. Coasty, thank you for resubscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, that was Dave Rubin and his big-brained analysis of propaganda. Which, again, we can agree is propaganda. We can agree that the entire point of that video is to incite an opinion, to incite a message, to vote for a particular politician. We can agree with that. We can agree that its entire point was mental manipulation. But then what we have to do is, okay, what is it talking about? What kind of world is it discussing? Is it discussing a potential world we might live in? Is it discussing something that is relevant? Because if it is, then it doesn't matter that it's propaganda at that point. We can move past the propaganda and talk about the actual situation happening that's taking place. Faina Stalwart, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? How was your stream? What were you doing? Let me go ahead and do this one here. Faina _ Stalwart. I know I don't do this all the time because I'm bad. Was good playing Vintage Story. Awesome. Well, I hope you had a fun time. What are we talking about? Well, we were talking about Dave Rubin. He did a bit on a piece of political propaganda, but came out being like, no, Republicans don't want to take away your bodily autonomy, despite, you know, them trying to do that thing exactly. So interesting. So one person rate of great justice, that said 4 people on my end. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Dave Rubin makes me, he doesn't make me as tired as like the Hodge twins, but he still makes me tired. But I do want to leave y'all with something. If you want some non-political content, something to wet your whistle, that isn't going to make you scream and yell. And I mean, maybe it will. It's for the Sonic fandom. Maybe go check out my Suris video channel, where I actually did a video called "What If Shadow Stayed Dead in Sonic Heroes." Maybe check that out. It's got artwork from Smacko in it. It was edited by the lovely Channel Pup. Has a ton of original artwork in there, and it goes over the idea of Shadow the Hedgehog dying in Sonic Adventure 2 and what happens to the story if we no longer have him in future game installments. So maybe check that out. That would be an awesome thing if you were to do that and even comment on it and all that other fun stuff. That all said, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here.